This lady may be worse than Yuval Noah Harari. This is Nida Farahani. She is a major contributor at the WEF a lot and on often occasions. We'll listen to some of the absolutely insane things she says. She doesn't say a lot of the blasphemous stuff that Yuval Noah Harari says, so in that sense, he's definitely the worst. We'll do a little reminder of what he's had to say in the past in case you're not aware of him.
It's an AI making the decisions about us, so it takes power away from us. The third thing about AI that everybody needs to know, it's the first technology ever that can create new ideas. You know, the printing press, radio, television, they broadcast, they spread the ideas created by the human brain, by the human mind. They cannot create a new idea. You know, Gutenberg printed the Bible in the middle of the 15th century. The printing press printed as many copies of the Bible as Gutenberg instructed it, but it did not create a single new page. It had no ideas of its own about the Bible. Is it good? Is it bad? How to interpret this? How to interpret that? AI can create new ideas, can even write a new Bible,
He says stuff like that all the time. And in that sense, he's definitely way worse than Nida, but I don't even know if he's really brought into the inner circle. I mean, he wrote a book. He's like a historian, I guess. I mean, I don't know if he's very blasphemous. You can tell he's antichrist spirit, absolutely. But this lady here, Nida Farahani, she's actually at work with the types of technologies that would very likely be used when the Antichrist comes to power to control how people buy and sell, to control if they worship the image of the beast. You know, that the way that we think about it in our mind, because of the things that we've seen now, we always think that people they don't worship the beast, they don't bow to the image, and that is why they are martyred in the last days. But they could actually even have the technology that they put on people to where they can even tell if you think that the beast should be worshipped. And that is what Nida Farahani is really trying to push forward, this types of technology. Let's take a listen.
Implanted devices of the future. I'm talking about wearable devices that are like Fitbits for your brain. It used to be that there was very little we could tell from EEG activity. But already, using consumer wearable devices, these are headbands, hats that have sensors that can pick up your brainwave activity, earbuds, headphones, tiny tattoos that you can wear behind your ear. We can pick up emotional states like, are you happy or sad or angry? We can pick up and decode faces that you're seeing in your mind. Simple shapes, numbers, your PIN number to your bank account. We're not talking about
how about that?
Wearable device.
And she says that a lot. She says this type of thing all the time, that this is the types of technologies. I don't know what her whole thing is, and I think she's maybe doing the whole thing where she is acting like she's talking about this technology, but she's not condemning it at all. I think she's gladly aware that this is happening and this is moving the direction she thinks, because she's sitting at the WEF forum on top of the stage where everyone else sits, that her and her family will be safe. Well, guess what? You're going to be wearing the technology too. And when you do not want to bow down to the Antichrist or take his mark or the name of his name on your hand or on your head, which I hope she doesn't want to, guess what? You're not part of the team anymore. And this technology that you're trying to put forth will also be used against you. These people think they're going to be part of the team because they're invited to Davos every once in a while. They're not. They're not part of the team. The team is very small and will ultimately be just a few people with the Antichrist and his beast system and his enforcers. And guess what? At the end, they're all thrown into hell anyway. So it's like these people are really missing the mark here. But she is massively involved with this type of technology. We'll listen to a few more videos about what the types of technology that they're trying to be pushing on humanity here is.
So these are brain sensors that are starting to be embedded in everyday devices, but until now have been a number of niche companies that really have focused on mindfulness and meditation. The use of, for example, brain sensors that can pick up electrical activity in the brain at a pretty low resolution, but advances in AI have both improved what the signal is that can come from the brain and enabled the miniaturization of those products. As a lot of the major tech companies start to invest in these brain sensors, it's a huge, I think, untapped market in many ways of integrating them into everyday devices. These are earbuds or watches or headphones.
Listen how they talk about the stuff that's going to be used to control your thoughts, your actions, how you're feeling. I mean, these people they're aware for sure that there's tyrants in the world everywhere, and they think, oh, this is just an untapped market that you're going to be wearing. You can just wear this device and we'll know if you're angry, if you're sad, if you've taken your medicine, what you're thinking, what you're seeing in your mind. And it's just such a niche, untapped market. They're talking about this like it's a new soda brand or something. And they're talking about controlling you through technology. These people are sick.
And the soft cups around the ears, many of those products are hitting the market this year, and others are hitting them within the next 2 years, such that people can listen to music, a phone call, etc., while having those devices in ears. Initially, what they will be capable of doing is very high-level brain state reading. Things like, are you tired? Are you paying attention? Is your mind wandering? Are you happy or sad?
Do you want to take the beat? Do you want to worship? Do you want to bow to the image? Do you agree that the beast should be in power and that you should worship him as God? Just those types of things.
They maybe enable interaction like up, down, left, right for interaction with other technologies. And they're being embedded into things like virtual reality headset.
Here we go.
You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today. Artificial intelligence.
With a smile on her face. You're going to be controlled. Everything you think, everything you feel, what you see in your mind. We can even control how you feel and your anger, or not your anger, but your pain receptors. And we can inflict maximum pain on you if we want to coerce things out of you. And let's just smile about this all day long.
Has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible. You've heard a lot about AI over the past few years. Here at Davos, it's been the talk of the hour. But I want to talk about it in a different way, which is the ability to decode brainwave activity. After all, what you think, what you feel, it's all just data. Data that in large patterns can be decoded using artificial intelligence.
And used for what, I wonder? I mean, it's so obvious to see. I mean, it's shocking to think that there's people in the world who don't believe in God, who are atheists, who can read 2,000 years ago the prophecies in the Bible and what they say, which literally would not even make sense beyond the human capable mind 2,000 years ago. And here we are, and it's exactly falling into place perfectly. It wouldn't have even made sense for them to write, can't buy or sell, you're going to worship an image that talks, and if you don't worship this image, you're going to be martyred. And it's like, they didn't even know the size of the world at that time. There's people on islands, people who live in the mountains. How are they going to control what those people buy or sell? They don't even buy and sell anything. They're hunter-gatherers. Tons of people back then were hunter-gatherers. Didn't even make sense. Now, it makes complete sense. Everyone's relying on this system. And now we're seeing how they could enforce can't buy or sell. Are you going to actually worship the beast? Are you actually even loyal to the beast system? Because if you're not, you're taken out. Now it makes sense. They can even just read it with their technology now. These people it's just such a niche, amazing time. What a great time for an AI brand. I mean, these people, it's sick.
Consider this. The average person thinks thousands of thoughts each day. As a thought takes form, like a math calculation, you're happy, you're tired, you're hungry, you're elated. Neurons are firing in your brain, emitting tiny electrical discharges. As a particular thought takes form, hundreds of thousands of neurons fire in characteristic patterns that can be decoded with EEG, or electroencephalography, and AI-powered devices.
The government reading our brain, does anyone think that's a good idea? Does anybody, seriously, anybody think that's a good idea for them to have that power?
In fact, what you're seeing here is my brain activity while I'm wearing a simple device like the one on the right. We're not talking about implanted devices of the future. I'm talking about wearable devices that are like Fitbits for your brain.
It's so insane. Is it not insane? I mean, half these people probably really don't like Trump, so they think he's a tyrant. Do you want Trump to read your brain? And the other people who don't like Trump, do you want Obama to read your brain? Because guess what? Whoever's in power, it's going to switch eventually. And these people are like, yeah, let's just give our power over to Donald Trump or to Obama or to Joe Biden or to George Bush to be able to read our thoughts and see what we're thinking. Are we angry? Oh, are you driving? Did you get angry when you're driving? Oh, here's a ticket in the mail. You're not allowed to get angry to this level while you're driving. We'll look a little bit into that in a minute. We saw this too. So things like are you tired? Are you paying attention? Is your mind wandering? Are you happy or sad? You don't want to read my brainwaves right now watching this video. People are frustrating.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing.
And then how about this? They just openly say, so these are the 10 where we probably listened to a few of these. We'll skip them if we did. Now they're saying, oh, well, we have the technology. We can even just plant false memories in your brain. So we can inflict pain on you. We can put false memories in your brain. And if you react a certain way, we can know that. So the same people who are saying we can give you false memories are going to say, well, you can actually go to jail for the thoughts that you have. But they can also give you false memories. So who's going to be able to control one or the other? This technology thing, we have to be on top of it. And we can resist their systems. We can do it. They're not in control. They think they are because they go to these little panels and things. They're not in control of us. We are in control. That's why I make these videos, because let's bring the awareness to the people so we can say, no, absolutely not. 0% chance that we're going along with this technology.
That they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
Many of those products are hitting the market this year. They will be capable of doing
Brain reading.
Very high
It's a quick video. We'll just watch them even if we saw it already.
level brain state reading. Things like, are you tired? Are you paying attention? Is your mind wandering? Are you happy or sad?
One of the emerging areas that's really interesting in law neuroscience is pain detection. And once we understand the circuitries that cause pain, I guess the question is, could we then instill pain and use that in many coercive measures?
That is evil and demonic to even think that. It is. I mean, just to instill pain into person for coercive measures, could we do that? And they're just sitting up there, that's so interesting. Where are we going to eat tonight? And we can talk a little bit more about how we can instill pain into people to coerce things out of them. Yeah, interesting. This is a very niche market that I want to get in on. I mean, how are these people so demonic?
And the legal system as well.
Every camera you walk past that is integrated with AI systems increasingly can decode mental states.
We'll see that in a minute.
It's kind of like the final piece in the puzzle. You might be able to make inferences about what a person is thinking from their facial expressions and from their eye movements.
I started to see companies with prototypes that were embedding brain sensors into everyday devices like a watch or a wristband or headphones or earbuds.
The promises of being able to access your own brain, change your own brain, and even potentially access the brains of others is extraordinarily exciting.
Well, you'll say, privacy is gone already, it's all right. But wasn't your brain the one area in which you thought you would always have some sense of privacy?
And this is it. This is our last
people.
bastion of privacy, I think. And it's almost over. All right?
We can pick up.
She's not saying this stuff is like, we're here, this is happening, it's moving in this direction. What can we do to stop it? She's excited about the new niche market that's opened that she can be at the forefront of. And she thinks that she'll have a blocker and it won't be used against her or her family. It will be used against you too. It will be used against everyone. Even those who submit to the Antichrist system, which this is 100% leading to that. And even if you don't believe that, just imagine like the worst tyrant world leader. Obviously, that's going to happen once again. They will be in power. And when they are, these systems will be used against them too. And they will be forced to absolute submission to this tyrannical system. Imagine Donald Trump, but way, 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 way worse. Evil and times, who knows, a lot. And now you're going to be submitting to that system. How do these people not understand it's going to be used against them? It'll be used against everyone. This is not a funny thing or a cool thing.
And decode faces that you're seeing in your mind. Simple shapes, numbers, your PIN number to your bank account.
That's a WEF for you. So, you know, we'll see this too. Or I think we may have watched this, but we'll just check if we did or not. And then we'll kind of wrap this up on these 2 videos and see one more though here about the camera thing that she was mentioning. Like, oh, now we have the cameras. We can just even tell how you're acting, what you're thinking by this AI system with the camera. We'll see something interesting on that after this. Let's see if we watch this.
That's why we want to be able to find better ways to monitor whether somebody is paying attention or they're doing something different.
I don't think we
did.
The
newest way to monitor attention is through a device like this one. These are ear pods that are launching later this year. These ear pods, much like the video you watched earlier, are ear pods that can pick up brainwave activity and tell whether or not a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering. Okay, well, you might think, fine, but even if we can tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, you can't tell what they're paying attention to. You would be wrong. It turns out that you can not only tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, but you can discriminate between the kinds of things that they're paying attention to. Whether they're doing something like central tasks, like programming, peripheral tasks, like writing documentation, or unrelated tasks, like surfing social media or online browsing. When you combine brainwave activity together with other forms of software and surveillance technology, the power becomes quite precise. So what do we do with this? What do we do with technology that enables us to monitor brainwave activity for attention? Do we embrace it? Do we resist it?
Resist.
I believe that there is a pathway forward with such technology, but it's putting it in the hands of employees.
You think that they're going to really keep it? You think it will actually stay in the hands of employees and just the citizens? Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on, you're being used at these events and you can't think beyond that? Come on, anybody could think that.
Enabling them to use it for themselves as a choice. Whether or not they want to focus, whether or not they want the technology in order to improve their own performance, but not using it as a measure of their brain metrics to decide whether to fire them, hire them, or to watch for their lagging cognitive decline over time and using it as a way to discriminate against them.
This is obviously getting to the point where people, it will take mass resistance. And once they realize we don't go along with their systems, they're not getting our money, we just won't be a part of it. We'll destroy, we'll have no part of it whatsoever. Then they'll just have to realize, oh, okay. Just, I know I say it all the time on this channel and it's true and it's important because they tried the Great Reset before. There will never be a new normal, they told us before. And guess what? We resisted it and there's no new normal. There was no Great Reset. They failed because we resisted. And so we ought to do it again with this technology. Ultimately, the prophecies of the end time, the beast system, the Antichrist, and all that will come to play. But I don't think it's our place as Christians in the world to just submit and sit back and say, well, the Antichrist is coming. I can see how this is moving towards that. And, I'm just going to do nothing, whatever, it'll happen. Because guess what? What if it doesn't happen this way? What if it happens in a way that we do not expect, something outside of this, and it's like 30 years away? But in the meantime, now we have technology where the government or our employee is watching what we're thinking, if we're looking at social media and all this stuff. And here we are 20 years down the line, like, I wonder if we would have resisted if we would have gotten out of this one too, like we did the Great Reset. I'm not going to be part of that camp. So here she is, Nita A. Farhani is an American author, academic and scholar focusing on the ramifications of new technology on society, law, and ethics. Not hearing her talk about the ethics of it, the law of it, society, how to ban it, how to stop it. Sounds like she's just like, yeah, it's pretty cool, guys. It's amazing how this is all changing, isn't it? It's just like, wow. And we get to be a part of it. It's just, yeah. She's like, we should be fighting this, resisting it. That's the only thing that we should know. Here's a little something. I'll get into this further in a different video. But here we can see the flock cameras. The amount of flock cameras installed nationally. It's 5x'd in 2 years, nearly 100,000 total. Identifying the public. And just like she just said in that last video, or the one before that actually, with the cameras, they can see the facial recognition. They know what you're doing. They can know what you're thinking even, and stuff like this. And I'm seeing people getting getting tickets in the mail, for just having their camera on their lap, not even looking at the camera or their phone on their lap while they're driving in a car, because of these flock cameras that are going up everywhere. The technology is going to be used in a tyrannical way, whether you believe in the Antichrist or not. It will be used by abusive powers, and it will ultimately be used by him, whether you want to know that or not. But even if you can't get there yet, and I pray you will come to know the biblical truth, it will obviously be used by a politician who you don't like. Whether it's a Trump or an Obama, there will be more of those types of people. And they're going to be the ones in control of this technology. So this must be resisted. We must resist all of this type of technology. I pray in Jesus' name, Nita will get her eyes open to what's going on and will expose it and do what she can to help us prevent going in that direction. I pray the deflocking thing will be stopped. I pray whatever is going on with the data centers, the abusive things need to end. And I just pray in Jesus' name that God will have mercy on us and give us some grace to resist these tyrannical, technological, technocratic systems that are being put in place. And all things are possible with God, and I'll put my trust in him.